Holy Gospel of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ, according to John.
Glory to you, Lord Christ.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was in the beginning with God. All things were made through him, and without him was not anything made that was made. In him was life, and the life was the light of men. The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it. There was a man sent from God whose name was John. He came as a witness to bear witness about the light, that all might believe through him. He was not the light, but came to bear witness about the light. The true light, which gives light to everyone, was coming into the world. He was in the world, and the world was made through him, yet the world did not know him. He came to his own, and his own people did not receive him. But to all who did receive him, who believed in the name, he gave the right to become children of God, who were born not of blood, nor of the will of the flesh, nor of the will of man, but of God. And the Word became flesh and dwelt among them. And we have seen his glory, glory as of the only Son from the Father, full of grace and truth. John bore witness about him and cried out, "This was he of whom I said, he who comes after me ranks before me, because he was before me." For from his fullness we have all received grace upon grace. For the law was given through Moses. Grace and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, the only God, who is at the Father's side. He has made him known. The Gospel of the Lord.
Praise to you, Lord Christ.
Please be seated. All right, folks, this past week, Christmas Day, Wednesday, right? Get a lot of presents? Did you get a lot of presents? Come on.
Yes.
Right? Folks. Yeah, my son kind of got the short straw this year. He got a load of clothes. And it was a thing when I was growing up. You knew the box, and it was like, oh. So we passed that on to them. But yeah. Poor kid.
Yeah.
Now, I got, personally, I got the pedal commander for the Jeep. Adjust the throttle. That's nice. That's something I really wanted. Jeeps have lag sometimes when you push it. This I can set and I can just go if I have to. Got a cool water bottle. You screw these little things on and the juice, it's flavored. Oh, it's really cool. And I've been using it every day. Yeah. Well, we got the crock pot. The crock pot / pressure cooker / nuclear reactor. It was pretty cool. We've been baking everything in it for the last few days, plus powering the house. But we got some. That was really cool. Did you guys get cool stuff? Yeah, right? J-Bob, you got some good stuff, right? Jim, Mary, you guys pull some good things in, right? Hey, anybody been on Facebook? Hey, check out what I got, right? We have. This side has. Yeah, I've seen a lot of friends. One of my friends got a car. It's a Jeep. I keep with my theme here. But yeah, they got a Jeep for the whole family. So, I don't know if that was a gift. Like, I'm sure Dad's paying for it every month. But a new car. Presents, folks. This is good stuff. Christmas. It comes with presents, right? Wait a minute here. Yes, it's true. Giving's good. Loving people is good. And you guys gave good presents, right? Okay. Okay, that's good. A lot of people, the love language thing, there's some that giving is like, you can give them a mansion on the side of the house, but they're like, I'd rather give away stuff. It's kind of fun. But, okay, all in all, it was a good Christmas. Now, if you remember, went back to the Christmas sermon, remember, folks? For those who are here, we talked about through Charlie Brown, the true meaning, right? And we found out what that true meaning was. We all, in this room, it's safe to say, did receive a present, probably the greatest present that we could ever receive, although a lot of times we forget about it or we overlook it. We received Christ, right? In a sense. I mean, yes, he came 2,000 years ago, but we have talked through Advent about Advent also being a thing in the present, where you anticipate and wait for the advent of Christ in your life, right? So yes, we all receive the gift of Christ on a daily basis. But the coolest thing when we talk about Advent, or about Christmas, I'm sorry, and what happens with the birth of Christ, is the whole thing behind it, the theological, the heavy stuff, the thick stuff that goes behind the birth of Christ. I mean, we've got all the narrative, we've got the angels singing, shepherds showing up, wise men eventually showing up, but the deep thing that happens there is the incarnation. Christ becomes man. That's heavy, that's deep. That really is deep. And if you really get into that little stream and really contemplate, it's like, wow. Because if you look at other religions or philosophies around the world on how to live your life, I don't think anybody can really make that claim. I really don't. I've run through it before a few times. I've run the numbers. It just doesn't come out. There's only one who's ever God, where God actually became like us, man. Wow. That's pretty intense. So I want you to keep that in mind, because there's two things we're going to hit hard in this passage today. Obviously, the incarnation, because this is full. I mean, folks, you could preach probably for half a year just on this passage itself, by breaking down verse by verse, all the exegesis stuff, some, big seminary talk for smart stuff. I mean, but you could really go preaching in there for a long time. In the beginning was the Word was with God, the Word was God. He became flesh and dwelt among us. Wow. All right. Now, I did promise a little bit of an interactive exercise here. So remember the incarnation part. It's going to seem like we're really shifting gears, but just hold on, because it's going to be pretty cool as we come out. Back in the day, I remember going to this leadership conference, and they actually put us through this kind of fun, it was a exercise to kind of test how you would handle a stressful situation or a unique situation. If you could really think through the situation, so it's a survival type thing, is basically what it is. So we're all on a plane. Now we're all sitting in the same seat, but you're supposed to internalize this as yourself, okay? So we're on a plane, all right? We're flying over the desert, all right? As we're on this plane, it's a small prop plane, so it's nothing big, okay? You're sitting near the cockpit, so you can see the pilot there. And he at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, to put it in perspective, he radios the tower, or whoever's listening to him out there. Hey, this is where we're at. We're still on course. Things are doing well. We're going to be there, estimated time. And he hangs up the radio. And about 15, 20 more minutes, suddenly engine problems start. It starts kind of choking, spinning, stopping, spinning, stopping. And it's like, pilot's trying to do his best, put the choke on a little bit, a little fuel mixture, all right. I don't know, I'm not a pilot, so I'm just making stuff up as I go here. All right, I really am. He's flipping, you've seen them, they're flipping switches. They know what they're doing. All right, flipping switches, and all of a sudden, engine gives out. So you got the other engine, all right? You hear him talking, fuel's okay, think something's wrong with the engine. Well, no duh. But anyway, the next one starts to do the same thing. But this time, it starts smoking a little bit. So the pilot turns it off. Well, folks, we know what's going to happen on our flight here. As he looks back at all of us, now about an hour from his last radio call, he says, guys, listen, I'm not going to lie to you, we're going to have to make a crash landing here. But I'm a skilled pilot, so I think I can get us through the landing in the desert here. Okay, plane starts going down. All right. You see him pick up the radio one more time, and he said, you don't know what he says, but he puts it back. It comes in across the sand dunes of the desert. The sand breaks the landing gear off, so it's really rough. Sliding across, all right. You come to a stop. One of the engines still burning. And the pilot's like, we got to get out of here now. Grab anything you can and let's go. So here's the exercise. You have a list of stuff that's available to you. All right? What 3 items are you going to grab? Just real quick. We're not going to take this went on for like an hour when we were at the seminar. It was up on the screen and we had brain people doing things, analysis. Just pick 3 things real quick. 3 things real quick. All right, you kind of got it? You got it's a pretty easy list. I would tell you a bottle of water. Why would I need that? This box of salt tablets, a sun hat. Oh my gosh. All right. I'm going to give you the solution, okay? As this was from the military, some experts, survival experts said, this is what we would take, all right, if this happened to us. All right, in the order of less importance, so the lowest priority item, I said was a knife. Anybody pick the knife? Okay, a knife. Okay, James picked it. Well, you carry a knife anyway, so a knife. Number 2, so that was 3. Number 2 was the parachute. Now the knife was for apparently, desert with cactuses. You could probably dig or something, get some water out. Okay, somehow. Okay. Parachute, because the parachute's going to protect you from the sunlight that's going to be beating down on you. The group, because you got the pilots with Okay. The most important item that was selected by these experts, this is going to throw everybody off, was the ladies' vanity mirror. Anybody get it? Who?
2 out of 3.
All right, yeah, so 3 people got okay. You're like, well, wait a minute, the ladies' vanity mirror? Why would I? I'm going to check myself we're going to see how well we look as we're going down.
Send a signal.
Exactly, thank you, because we know the pilot did get on the radio real quick, so he probably said, I'm going down. So we know someone might be coming look. Even if it went a good whole 24 hours, somebody would probably come looking for you regardless. And yeah, you got that little mirror, you could shine it up at that big orange ball, right? And you could take that light and you could direct it towards some pilot that's flying and blind him and bring him to... Yeah, you can signal. Darcy and I, we've done a few classes with the search and rescue people, and really this idea of this reflective thing is big. This has saved many, many people, and we're not talking mirrors necessarily. They taught us how to do it with this really, it was dull metal. We could actually get to where we could. It was
cell phones and
we had to actually practice aiming it at these little things on the trees. It worked. It's important. Yeah, anything that can signal, change the sun's course into somebody's eyes. And airplanes in Arizona, if they see a signal on the ground, have to report, hey, something's flashing at me from the ground. It could be a car window for all day, but they have to still get on the line and say, hey, I've got this at this coordinate here. All right. Folks, light is important, right? Not just for signaling for a rescue. It helps us to see. Arizona's this dark sky community at night. You turn a light on anywhere. First of all, you get all the neighbors yelling at you because you're ruining their stargazing, okay? But the one light, you're like, wow, that light is bright, and it's way over there. And you find out it's like miles away. Light. Well, I do remember reading something else about light. It was in this passage we talked about. The true light which gives light to everybody was coming into the world. Wait, are you trying to tell me that there's something about light and this incarnation concept that is important in today's word today? The light was coming into the world. The light that happens to be God incarnate. Wow. Folks, when we were talking earlier about presents, and I said how many people post, and now I know, Jim and Mary, I know you probably don't have Facebook. So I'm trying. But I know for a fact, everybody I know, practically everybody, was posting on Facebook what they got for Christmas. Even if it was something small. like a box of, what's the sausages, who makes them?
Peppers, no, whatever.
Bedford, yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Hickory Farms, look what I got. I got summer sausage. Woo-hoo. But I mean, they're like, hey, look what I got. Some people were like, look what I gave, which is okay. Look what I got for Christmas. To all their friends. And if they didn't do it on Facebook, I guarantee you, when they go to work the next day, whether it's next week, probably, there's going to be some talk about Christmas. Did you have a nice Christmas? What did you get, right? Well, I got a box of Hickory Farms. Got some summer sausage, some cheese, some mustard spread, honey mustard spread. Even that little, you're proud of that gift. Now, of course, the guy with the car, he's going to be coming in the parking lot, revving the engine, honking the horn. Hey, guys, check this out. We like to show it off, don't we? We're proud of what we got. All right, well, here's how we kind of link this together here with our spirituality. So as I understand, the greatest gift spiritually we receive is the incarnation of Christ on the earth because he dies for our sins, right? So we have salvation. Wow. Okay, that's pretty cool. And then it says, hey, he's the light. But I do know scriptures that say that we're the light and we're supposed to shine forth to those around us. All right? Here's where it gets real spiritual. All the Christians out there, and I'm not dogging anybody out, please. I bet you 98, let's go 97% of all Christians, when they get back to work, or in there this next week or so, will share their presence. But will they share the greatest present that they received with those around them? Will they? I don't think so. I've never seen anybody come into work after Christmas and say, I received Christ, the incarnate God, into my life. You need to also. I have never experienced that situation. The greatest gift we can receive, we don't even talk about with the people around us. Even not when it's not Christmas. Wow. Folks, just let it sink in. I'm guilty of it too. I'm straight up. I'm guilty of it too. There's times I have the perfect opportunities. It doesn't have to be beating them on the head with a Bible, but there's times when I'm like, ooh, I don't want them to. I want them to like me, so I'm not going to say anything. I'll bring my faith out later, But yet, it's the greatest gift ever given to us. It beats the Jeep Wrangler. It beats the mansion on the hill. It beats anything that anybody on this earth can give. And yet sometimes we sit there and we don't even share it. We're not even lights. We hold the true light that came in our heart. We don't even let it out. It's like, remember the story? Hide it under a bushel. No, the little light of mine? No, I'm going to. All right, if whoever said that, no, folks, I'm calling you out on it, all right? Because I think what we do is hide it under a bushel. I'm going to let it shine. Folks, I want to encourage you today, just understand the gift that God has given us on this Christmas. Understand the depth of Jesus, of God, who created everything out here. Everything we see. That God sent his Son to be incarnate. I mean, what a step down. Sitting at the right hand of God, creator of the world. Hey, you got to go down and become a man. I mean, I don't know what that conversation was like. It was God and his Son. It was probably good, but if it was me, I'd be like, really? Down there? That place? To help those people? Nah, I'm going to stay here, God. No, he willingly did it. Humbled himself. In the fullness of time, he came to earth. Came to earth to save our souls. And bring us back to God. Folks, challenge this week and this month and this new season as we're going into it. Cherish the greatest gift that has ever been given to you. God incarnate, come to earth. And not only cherish it, but actually consider, I think I'm going to tell somebody about this. Amen.
Amen.
All right, folks. Hi, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment below.